Mickey, my friend, we need to talk. You've brought joy to so many people over the years, but let's face it, you've had your moments of, well, let's just call it mischief, haven't you? I mean the pranks, the trickery, the way you've bent the rules to get ahead. I've been watching, you know. But don't worry, Mickey. I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to help. You see, we all make mistakes, even the best of us. The key is to learn from them and, more importantly, to do better next time. That's where you come in. Now, you've been the star of countless adventures, some pretty wholesome, but others, well, let's just say you've had your fun with the less noble side of things. Remember all those times you outsmarted your friends? Like the time you left Goofy hanging by a thread while you got away with the last slice of cheese. Don't act like you don't remember, because I do. Sure, it was funny at the time. You got a good laugh out of it. But let's think about it, Mickey. What did Goofy get? He got the short end of the stick, and you got your prize, with a bit of a grin. You see where I'm going with this, but here's the good news. It's not too late. It's never too late to change course. You can turn things around, Mickey. Trust me, I've seen it happen more times than you can count. Even the most mischievous little mice can find their way back to the good side. Now, Mickey, let's talk about this concept of redemption. It's a beautiful thing. You see, we all have the power to redeem ourselves. In fact, it's one of the greatest gifts you've been given, the ability to choose differently. You don't have to stay the same cheeky character forever. You can rise above it. You can be better. Take it from me. I've seen it all. Remember Zacchaeus, the tax collector? He was sneaky, taking more than his fair share, cheating people left and right. But when I invited myself to his house, something clicked. He realized there was more to life than getting ahead by stepping on others. And guess what? He turned it all around, gave back what he took, even more than what was owed. That, Mickey, is redemption. You might not be climbing trees to see me like Zacchaeus, but you're not too far off with your antics. You've got that same potential. It's just waiting to be unleashed in the right way. Now, don't get me wrong. I love your adventurous spirit. You've got this energy that can light up a room, bring smiles to people's faces, and that's a gift. But you've also got to think about how you use that gift. Do you want to be known as the mouse who pulled one too many tricks? Or do you want to be remembered as someone who used that charm for good? Let's think back for a moment to your Fantasia days. You remember that one, right? You got your hands on a bit of magic, and for a while, things were going great. You had the brooms working for you, doing all the heavy lifting. But then what happened? You lost control. You bit off more than you could chew. And before you knew it, you were drowning in a mess of your own making. Now that's a classic case of thinking we've got it all figured out. Until we don't. You wanted the easy way out. And in the process, things spiraled out of control. It's a lot like life, really. When we try to take shortcuts or play by our own rules without thinking about the consequences, we end up in over our heads. Sound familiar? But hey, I'm not here to harp on the past. What's done is done. I'm more interested in where you go from here. You see, Mickey, you've got the chance to turn all those slip-ups into something better. And you've already got a head start because deep down, I know you've got a good heart. It's just about channeling that in the right direction. You don't need to be perfect. Trust me, no one is. But you can strive to be better every day. It's about taking those small steps. Like the time you helped Pluto when he was in trouble. That's what I'm talking about. You've got it in you. It's just a matter of letting that side of you shine more often. Here's a tip for you, Mickey. Kindness. Simple, right? But it goes a long way. The next time you're tempted to pull a fast one on your friends, think about how you can help them instead. Imagine how much more satisfying it would be to use your smarts to lift someone up instead of tricking them. You'll find that it feels a whole lot better. And believe me, it'll come back to you. It's like a boomerang. When you throw out kindness and good deeds, they find their way back to you. Maybe not immediately, but they always do. That's the law of the universe, Mickey. I should know. I helped set it up. Now, you've probably heard this one before, but I'll remind you. Do to others as you would have them do to you. It's simple, but it's powerful. Think about it, Mickey. If Goofy left you hanging for that cheese, how would that feel? Not so great, right? But if he shared it with you, you'd feel pretty good about it. That's the way to live, treating others how you'd want to be treated. And I know you've got a competitive streak. Nothing wrong with that. But instead of competing to be the sneakiest, how about competing to be the kindest? Imagine being known as the mouse who always had his friends' backs. The one who people could count on, not just for a laugh, but for real, genuine kindness. That's a legacy worth leaving, don't you think? Mickey, every action has consequences, whether you see them right away or not. And let me tell you, some of those tricks you pulled, they've left a bit of a ripple effect. Take that time you tried to get ahead of Donald in that big race. You thought you were being clever, didn't you? But what happened? You rigged the race in your favor, pulling out all the stops to make sure you crossed the finish line first. Meanwhile, poor Donald was left spinning in circles, not knowing what hit him. Now, you might have won the race, but what did you really gain? A temporary victory, sure, but at what cost? Donald was frustrated, angry, and felt cheated. That's what we call collateral damage, Mickey. You might have had your moment of glory, but someone else got hurt in the process. And that's something I want you to think about, how your actions affect others. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of the moment, especially when you're chasing that thrill. But every decision you make sends out ripples, and those ripples touch the people around you. You see, it's not just about you, Mickey. Life is bigger than that. The choices you make, whether they're good or bad, have a way of coming back around. When you take shortcuts or play dirty, it might feel like you've won. But those actions start to pile up, and eventually they come back to bite you. Look at it like this. You know how a tree bears fruit. If you plant a good tree, you're going to get good fruit. But if you plant something rotten, guess what? The fruit's going to be just as bad. That's how life works, too. You've got to be mindful of the seeds you're planting with your actions. Now, you're not alone in this. Plenty of folks throughout history have made the same mistake, thinking they could get ahead by stepping on others. But in the end, it always catches up with them. Take King Saul, for instance. He thought he could bend the rules, take matters into his own hands, and come out on top. But what happened? He lost everything. His kingdom, his peace, even his mind. It's a tough lesson, but one worth learning early. You can't outrun the consequences of your actions. They'll always find a way to catch up with you. So why not start planting seeds that'll grow into something good? Let's think about your friendships, for example. Mickey, you've got some great friends. Goofy, Donald, Minnie. They've stuck with you through thick and thin. But how many times have you put them through the ringer with one of your schemes? You pull a fast one, and they're left picking up the pieces. That's not the kind of friend you want to be, is it? I know you care about them, and I know you don't mean to hurt them. But intent doesn't always change the outcome. Sometimes, even when we don't mean to, we end up hurting the people we care about the most. And that's what I want to help you avoid. You see, when you make choices out of selfishness, even if it seems like a harmless prank or a clever trick, it leaves a mark. Not just on you, but on your friends, too. And over time, those little marks can add up, until one day you realize that you've pushed the people you care about away. That's why it's so important to act with love and compassion. When you think about others first, you create the kind of bonds that last. Instead of tricking your friends, How about lifting them up? Instead of cutting corners, what if you encouraged your pals to do their best and celebrated their victories, even when they beat you? Trust me, Mickey, you'll feel a whole lot better when you put others before yourself. There's a certain kind of peace that comes with knowing you've done the right thing. It's not about winning every race or pulling off the most clever trick. It's about being the kind of person others can trust, the kind of friend they can count on. I'm not saying you need to change overnight. These things take time, but start small. The next time you're tempted to pull a trick, stop and ask yourself, how would I feel if someone did this to me? If the answer is not so great, then maybe it's time to try something different.